Should we try Hi YouTube again? Hi YouTube, we're here to watch the trailer. We'll watch the English first and then we'll listen to our other versions after. Let's watch.
The remembrance is no different than the sea. Never gaze
This
upon
looks like the
its
red waters
surface
that Acheron's
on a
name comes
starless
from.
night. Waiting for someone.
Black Swan looking not very evil. And like in that one shot I captured.
How about a dance?
Acheron almost looks like she's just a bit tipsy. Is she already hypnotized? She look kind of sleepy. And this is the part during the trailer.
Tonight I initiate our first engagement.
So we're gonna find out what happens
The
after.
Galaxy Ranger, as mysterious as the rumors suggest. A blend
Is she?
of
She's like using her powers on her.
Yet, in this nocturnal hunt, the Ranger is not the only one who hunts.
Acheron looks really innocent
This
here.
distance, you're more enchanting than you seem.
She is really pretty.
Without a doubt, she seeks the Watchmaker's legacy. In this game, everyone lies,
Cool.
but memories do not.
After you see that one.
Just keeps on getting better, doesn't it? Everyone has a past, and the past shapes the present.
They're like dancing over the countless cow putts.
Hold on to memories, while others are
This
haunted
music
by them,
and the dance
unable
is
to
quite
escape.
something.
That is why I took action.
Black Swan looks kind of evil.
I want to know what she is.
And Acheron looks kind of innocent here. She looks really pretty.
Many were drawn to this feast. The IPC.
She does kind of look
the
a bit
Garden
hypnotized. Yeah,
Recollection,
Black Swan looks really smug.
Fools, the Nameless, and the Annihilation Gang. They should have been present.
They're really
but
dancing.
Duke Inferno is dead. He and his children won't be attending. What have you done,
She confirmed.
beautiful Ranger?
Oh, we get to see what happened in the Duke fight?
Excuse me. Are you asking me?
Her eyes are red? Oh my. Don't mess with Acheron. Wait, did she just hear? It almost sounds like she's getting back. Wait. I see those are her turning into. The hunter becomes the hunted. Black Swan got a bit too much more than what she asked for. Wow, that was unexpected at the hunter.
Who are the Annihilation Gang?
Who are the Annihilation Gang? Wait, it's not over yet.
My gaze has lingered on her for quite a while.
Wait,
And tonight is our final engagement.
huh?
The Galaxy Ranger. No. I've made a grave mistake. Everyone has a past. But for some, their past is a silent abyss.
Her
filled with
shadow is so
those
long.
Who drowned in it.
Oh! Wait, and there's a bunch of things falling from the sky. Yikes.
Annihilation Gang. Annihilation Gang.
Did she really forget?
Oh. Those guys.
Oh, it's one of those. I've killed too many. I don't know who. I see. She didn't actually forget. But it's like one of those, well, I've killed like 1 million people. Who are the Annihilation Gang? That second part of this trailer was something else though. Especially with the way they changed Black Swan changed into the birds. I almost thought it looked like Acheron ripped her apart. Ah, the eyes do look like a snake too. The eyes of a snake, dead birds and swan. Oh, and then I see this is the swan skeleton. Ripped of all its feathers and meat and everything. You can see her crying out. This is actually where you had a bit too much. Here we see the scenes of the deer and then the cheetah. But shortly after, I saw a bear come out after. A cheetah chasing a gazelle. And then it looks like the cheetah pounced down to the gazelle. I see, this is a much scarier scene. It's a big, dark, scary bear chasing a little rabbit. I see, we went from the cheetah and the gazelle into a bear and a rabbit. How the hunt turned. Yeah, Acheron felt like she was really nice in the beginning. They were happily dancing together. And then Black Swan decided to dig into her memories. And then she realized she messed with the wrong person. Oh. Here the bear took a chunk out of the rabbit's hind legs. And then the bear snatched the rabbit up. Oh, we can even see a frame where the neck gets splattered and you see the blood on the side. Here the bear straight up crunches, takes a bite, and rips the rabbit apart. Wow. It's like an ox and 3 little hyenas? Wolves or hyenas? It's just all predator versus prey scenarios. Ah, this is a shark. And the shark zooming over to Nam. All the fish. The shark opens the mouth wide. And it goes Nam. All the fishes are going into the tummy. Acheron's the true hunter. Spider to insect. Maybe there is a cocoon, a little one in the cocoon. Fly in a web. Fly in an insect in its trap. And then this thing quickly... Oh, this is the Venus flytrap. I think it's 6 different scenes. And then it's always the reverse. And then the fly gets trapped inside the Venus flytrap. What's going on over here? Oh, it's a cell eating another bacteria. Oh, I see it. I see right here. It's right here. This frame where there's the thing and then it's consuming. And then we see IX over here. Here it feels like we just had an explosion afterwards. Cell wall mitochondria nucleus. Everyone's repeating their biology learnings. And then here we just straight up go to IX. We did capture the skinned black swan, and then that was pretty crazy. I can't believe they included so many scenes, and the shore has a lot of frames. This kind of looks like Black Swan reaching out for help, dead people. The hand in the front almost looks like the Black Swan's reaching up over here. And then all those pairs were showing how Black Swan was overpowered. And here she's like, let me out. It flashes to her eyes. I see. As she realizes the gravity of her mistake. So maybe Black Swan had no chance. It was all Acheron hunting Swan. And these all look a bit terrifying. That makes a bit more sense too, I guess. She just got hunted down completely. She went from smug Black Swan to PTSD Black Swan. And then she's falling. And then I see here almost looks like she got scorched. Probably mentally she did. She got completely scorched falling into the black hole. Oh, you're right, it is like IX in the back. And then she turns into her feathers. It actually looks kind of scary. Because it looks like her body parts. Her body parts were getting consumed. This does look kind of horrifying. Oh, there was even more. She gets even more torn. And then there's a frame where it's just her face and her mouth open. But this is kind of scary when you go through the frames. Memory surfer encounters tsunami. Yikes. And then it's just her cape left. Wait, I like how it zooms in on their cape. It demolished, it like absorbed, destroyed every part of her, and it's just her fabric left. I see. And then we go back to the scene where she wakes up. She got completely wrecked, sucked into the abyss. Wow. The static in the picture.
Everyone has a past.
Oh, and then here you can already see the figures falling from the sky. This part where you can even see the figure fall down. This makes sense. Acheron seems like a force of nature, dropping bodies like flies. I can't wait. Don't forget to read the video description. What is holy description? Wait, what's this description? The dual planets were intertwined in each other's tragic destiny, dancing an eternal rondo around the pitch black great sun. In the beginning, one of the planets gave rise to humans. These people looked down and named the land below Izumo. Izumo's the name of our new set. These people looked up and named the world above Takamagahara. One day, uninscribed in the annals, the Yaoyoruzu no Kami descended from Takamagahara. These demonic beasts named Kami overturned the skies, burned the rivers and oceans, and shattered the land. People realized in horror that it was not an invasion for rulership, dominance, or plunder. The evil Kami came only to kill. As the planet stood on the brink of death, Izumo embarked on a Kami-slaying journey, exhausting the might of the entire country to slay the calamity, sovereign of revelation, and forging the very first edict edge using its bestial body. This almost reminds me of the Honkai Impact 3. Like the Hershers came to only kill, and then people embarked on the Hersher slaying journey. And then they used the Hersher powers to forge their... What was the weapon called that they used using the Hersher? I see. Takamagahara as the heavens in Japanese mythology. Giving the Kami a taste of their own medicine, the wielder of these swords can recite the mantra contained within the blade to master the divine power of Takamagahara and use it to combat the evil Kami and save the masses. From then on, Izumo started its long and arduous crusade, exchanging inordinate lives lost for the fall of one Kami after another, shattering countless mortal blades to forge the 12 Sentinels. In the merciless fight for survival, Izumo used the might of the Edict Edges to light up their uncivilized world of darkness in less than 10 Amber Eras, building cities of dazzling neon lights. That distant Takama divine realm, once so far away, became so close within reach. Yet, history suddenly stopped there. The existence of the two planets instantly evaporated, disappearing into nothingness. Nowadays, the past of the border planet Izumo can only be gleaned from the scattered whispers in the universe. Academics hold various views regarding its disappearance, but none can solve the mystery. I think IX came over and then consumed everyone. That's why the Annihilation game was watched, because they're related to Nanook. Basically, they try to fight back against the heavens, and then they disappeared. They instantly evaporated, disappearing into nothingness. So are they implying Acheron has something to do with Izumo? Izumo's history should have been a long flowing river, but it was severed in one cut. and all its past and future voided on emptiness's other shore. Did it never exist? Was it no more than a fabricated story? Did its histories never occur and it ran aground on the beach of reverse causation? Was it yet another appalling experiment by Dr. Primitive? Or was it a sign of the veracity returning from the other end of the cosmos? Only that pitch-black great sun knows the answer. With a pitch-black great sun? Is that Ajax? The pitch-black great sun? Disappear among the sea of butterflies. I guess we're never visiting Izumo. Yet they remain silent, never speaking, because everything that had happened will only one day regress to the end, and everything that had ended is guaranteed to happen again. The universe undergoes an eternal recurrence under their shadow, and Izumo is nothing more than the footnote for an ellipsis. Wow, interesting, they wrote a whole lore. That was like a whole lore article under the video for Black Swan and Acheron. Izumo is the name of the set that's releasing the planet. Izumo is one of the pieces we're getting in SU9. Maybe Acheron's homeland is there. It feels like it might be, because it talks about the rivers and then the sword. What if her sword is actually one of these swords? The wielder of the swords can recite the mantra contained within the blade to master the power. What if Acheron's sword was actually forged using this kami? The very first edict edge was forged using the bestial body. I feel like that could be, and maybe she does, and this makes sense because she has to pay a price. And it probably does have something to do with why she doesn't quite remember a lot of things. And they wouldn't put this here if it had nothing to do with her, right? And Black Swan. Let's watch the other languages.
记忆与深海无异，永远不要在无星的夜晚凝望海面。
Let's see if the Chinese adds anything.
在等什么？
Oh, this is like watching after you know what's gonna happen to Black Swan. Poor Black
那
Swan.
要不要和我共舞一曲？
She looks almost sleepy here in this frame. She looks like she really doesn't care. She's like, sure,
我注视他
I
很久。
suppose.
今晚是第一次邀约，一位巡海游侠，和传闻中一样神秘。
Who is in the back?
一位今晚是
I
第一
see
次
that
邀约，
it's just people in the back dancing.
一位巡海游侠，和传闻中一样神秘，有些高贵，又有些木讷。
Black Swan's trying to seduce Acheron, but she's about to get skinned alive.
但在夜晚的狩猎中，寻猎并非唯一的猎人。
Ah, she's almost
在这个
predicting.
距离，你比看上去更迷人。
I hear it felt like Acheron wasn't gonna do anything, because they were just dancing.
他也为钟表匠的遗产而来。
It was only
毫无疑
until
问，在这场游戏中，每个人都会说谎。
when she tried to go a bit too far. This part with the music though is quite something.
渐入佳境，不是吗？每个人都有过去，
I really enjoyed this dance.
过往造就了现在。有些人能抓住记忆，有些人则被记忆
Oh,
缠
they
身。
were actually wait, they were all scenes in the
不是
back.
吗？
The little stars.
每个人都有。
Here, it looks like Acheron looking at someone who was holding flowers. They're all some scenes. They're all Acheron's memories. Here it looks like it's Acheron, and then there's a girl holding flowers in the front. Here, I guess Black Swan was already looking into Acheron's memories.
有过去，
And then there's another guy here in the back.
过往造就了现在。
And then here's Acheron in another scene, and looks like there's a guy on the floor. He looks like he's holding something. I'm not sure if he's trying to shoot. There is something pointed at her. Is that a person with a rifle? It looks like it could be. Like a rifle, or I wasn't sure if it was a spear at first. Ah, here it does look like it could be a gun. Someone is trying to shoot at I can't. This person's probably also got skinned alive by Acheron.
有些人能抓住机。
And then here, it's just her? Not 100% sure if it is Acheron. Someone standing on top of like a desert with the moon in the back.
有些人则被记忆缠身，无法逃离。
Oh, and then here, it's Acheron with an umbrella, and then looks like a samurai. One of her many victims. Lovers became enemies. It looks really cool. I didn't realize the stars were all memories from... Yeah, she started reading her memories from when she touched her hand. And I did see Acheron had a little gasp then, where she touched her hand, and then Acheron was like, oh, what are you doing?
所以我出手了。
Here, in a lot of the earlier scenes, Black Swan looks so smug. This didn't even look as smug as the other scene. Wait, is it Tuesday already? No, but it's trailer release day. Black Swan, I see, they purposely made her look extra smug, so it makes it all the more scary when she looks not so smug later. And this part is just random memories that don't contain red Acheron, contains the purple Acheron, but the one when Duke... Ah.
我要知道，他是哪一种。
Here, I think is when...
这场宴会吸引了许多人，公司、议庭、愚者、无名客，还有毁灭的泯灭帮。
Here's when she starts talking about the annihilation game.
但是明火大公死了，他和他的子嗣们再也不会赴宴了。
Here's when she was questioning her about what she did to Duke.
你做了什么？
I hear Acheron starts to look a bit scary. I feel like her eyes change. Here, she looked not very scary before, and then she started to look scarier and scarier. Take care, Duke. Well, thank you for the lurk, and I hope you get better soon. Good luck with everything.
美丽的游侠，
It feels like her eyes started glowing a bit more. She's done with the questions. The tinge of red, she's starting to turn into her faded ulti form.
做了什么？
And here, I think it's pretty much confirmation. The Duke is clearly falling here. I think she ripped apart the Duke. And here, she had her sword out too. It's her whole crimson form, the red Acheron came out.
秀儿，你在问我吗？
Oh, and then here we see the fight reverse. I see, and then if we interpret all the following scenes as just Acheron hunting Black Swan, she really had no chance. Here it's quite a spooky look from the hunting mode activated. This is quite the scene though. Acheron looks so indifferent and more innocent before. She said, I won't allow the annihilation game to meet my bestie, the trailblazer. Yeah, that was the Duke's eyeglass, the one that we saw Acheron through. Why was there more than one Duke? It did feel like there were 3 bodies, but the last one felt like it was Duke Inferno. Yeah, here where she was ripping Black Swan apart. And here's just like a dance. Oh, I see in the back, you can see the swan. And then there is I didn't see this earlier. I see. This is the part where you actually see the serpent. So Acheron really is. The serpent does represent her, and that's why her eyes look like the snake. They actually drew out the snake over here. The snake is skinning Black Swan apart, and that's how we get the skeleton later. Untitled Escape. Snake on Swan of Violence. Well, the swan, I think, doesn't stand a chance against a snake. Now the neck bite. I see. The snake, the devil. And then here, the snake straight up constricted around the swan. It wrapped itself around her. And then it zoomed in on the eyes. I see. And that's how we get the skeleton. Completely strangled the swan. Until she was no more. I guess it would have been funnier if Black Swan just straight up fainted. If it turns out in this scene Black Swan wasn't just trying to catch her breath, she was just like limp. Where the dance ended and then she just like completely passed out. It would have probably fit the mood a bit more. But Black Swan's probably not that weak either. But here it feels like it would have made would have been awkward. It almost felt like after all the previous scenes, she would have just she wouldn't be dead. She would just be a bit unconscious for a bit.
泯灭帮是谁？
And then we get her spooky scene. This feels like the scene at the end feels like the horror movie, horror game scenes.
云海游侠。
I think someone mentioned like Silent Hill earlier.
我犯了一个致命的错误。每个人都有过去，但有些人的过去是无声的深海。
Made a grave mistake.
填满了溺亡者的尸骸。
There are a lot of bodies, especially in this scene before, and they're all in slightly different poses.
泯灭帮。
That's like the epilogue to a horror game. Yes, it turns into red trails after.
是他们啊。
Japanese
記憶は
Acheron.
深海よ。星のない夜に海面を見てはならない。
Yeah, it almost feels like with the river scene they showed in the beginning. I feel like Acheron is just like a river. She looks a bit calm. You can't really tell what's going on underneath the waters. That's like the name reference. Because Acheron's name probably directly comes from... What was the description? The river in... The river in Greece, the river of Vol, one of the 5 rivers of the Greek underworld. Her personality reminds me of the river too. She feels kind of calm and indifferent on the surface, but you can't really tell how treacherous the waters are underneath the surface. And that's what we get to see in this short, pretty much. Honkai says the way I read this is in reality. Acheron and Black Swan just dance normally, with Acheron not caring at all. And then... yeah, it feels like that part we saw in the middle happened instantly, I think someone said. Then the holiday in Acheron's mind is so strong it starts to corrupt Black Swan. So the mind readings stop and Black Swan barely survive with her mind intact. I think Acheron did definitely spare her. It felt like she was launching a counter attack because Black Swan was trying to peek into her memories and question her. That one question she asked in the trailer felt like she was being quite overstepping herself, where she was like, "What did you do to the Duke?" And Acheron didn't really like that. And then it feels like we are going to see underneath the water. We start with the water surface, and after watching this animated show, we find out what happens underneath the water. The river that is named
待ち合わせかしら。
Acheron. Well, the Japanese black swan sounds a bit more seductive.
なら一曲踊らない？ずっと見てきたけど誘うのは初めて。噂通り謎めいていて高貴で朴訥とした巡回レンジャー。
And I guess when the magic starts flowing is when she starts trying to mind read her. We're always just trying to chill. I know.
遵守だけじゃない。こうして見るとより魅力的ね。
Acheron really looks pretty though. I feel like the conclusion of watching the dance. I like Acheron more after.
時計屋の遺産のために来た。ここでは誰もが嘘をつくけど。
I hear she had a little gasp.
ここでは誰もが嘘をつくけど。
And the black swan always looks so evil. She always looks so smug in all these shots.
記憶は違う。
I love this dancing though.
いよいよ佳境ね。そうでしょ。誰にでも過去はある。そして過去が今を形作る。
With each new trailer, 2 more eidolons.
囚われる人もい
2 more eidolons are being born. Every trailer, a couple more eidolons.
彼女が
She always looks so evil. So
ど
sympathetic.
ちらに当て
What
は
was
ま
that
る？
the Disney villain look?
セレモニーは多くの人を引きつけた。カンパニー、ガーデン、愚者、七死人、それからアナイアレイト・ギャング。彼らは一堂に会するはずだった。名家太鼓は死に、
Here's what
彼
she
と
was
その子
questioning.
供たちはもう
I know there's still too much trailers.
美
Your
し
Acheron's
き
already
レンジャ
successful. She just doesn't
何
know
を
yet.
したの？
Here's the two sides.
私に聞いているのか？
And this fire. Acheron's like, so you really want to dance with me? And it's like a bit gruesome. Gruesome. I'm not sure how to describe this part. It's like a bit gruesome. And the visceral. And the skin swan at the end. And then the swan trying to escape. She barely made it out.
アナイアレイト・ギャング。
Wow.
ずっと見てきたけど、誘うのはこれが最後。
And then they even added the horror
Honkai
movie
Ranger.
epilogue at the end.
私は
Her,
致命
her
的
sh-
な
I think this is all her shadow, right? Her shadow actually reaches so far. For how far she is, her shadow, they purposely made it reach all the way to the front. It's almost like symbolizing she has a dark... she has a lot of history, the shadow of nihility. I found it interesting because you can see how long her shadow actually stretches, even though she's quite far in the front.
過
And
ちを
this
犯す
video is really well made.
誰にでも過去はあるけど、
But there's a recent Twitter post
深
take a
海
look,
のような過去を持つ
implies
人
that the
が
shadow
い
is
る
because of IX.
そしてそこは死骸に満ちている
And this part with the people falling down in the sky. Too many bodies to remember who Duke is. It could be all her dead ends up in the shadow.
アナイアレイトギャングああ奴らか
I kind of really like how nonchalant she is, though. Acheron does have the very nonchalant look, but then when she gets serious, she really gets serious. I'm really looking forward to that scene they showed in the PV, the version PV, where she pulls out her sword and faces off against adventuring the boss. Acheron's being chilling for the entire time. Our last language rewatch. I like how chill she looks.
締め渡れと
But she is so scary when she actually is
밤에
serious.
바다를 바라보지 말라
I like how she's just doing her own thing and chilling until you bother her.
기다리는 사람 있어?
And now I wanna look at her eyes. I can't unsee the snake though. I can really see the snake part of her eyes, the serpent. She's just a sleepy snake who usually doesn't attack unless you mess with her. Welcome back. Lesson learned, don't provoke the beast. I never saw her eyes as a serpent's eyes before. Now it kind of looks more and more like a serpent's eyes.
그럼 나랑 한 곡 취재하는래?
This trailer was really unexpected.
오늘 밤이 첫 초대다. 갤럭시 레인저. 과연 소문처럼
Were
신비롭.
their shadows the same? Black Swan was a bit ahead of her. Her shadow wasn't as long as in the other trailer. It's slightly longer than Black Swan's even if you account for the distance.
갤럭시 레인저. 과연 소문처럼 신비롭고 고귀하며 과묵하다.
This part.
하지만 밤 사냥엔 수렵의 사냥꾼만 나서는 게 아니지.
And all of these Black Swan looks so smug. When her face... when she has her long face.
거리에서 보니
She is quite stoic.
너보다 더 매력적이네.
And some of the dancings here are really nice. Imagine dancing with someone and all of a sudden they start stroking you.
그녀도 분명
Well, Black Swan had the
유산을 위해
ulterior
왔을
motives
테지.
in the beginning.
이 게임에서 사람은
And then they start kissing her hands and she's like, what are you doing? This part where Acheron snatches her hands away. And Black Swan's like, let me peek some more at your memories. What is that on Acheron's thigh? She has the tattoo on her thighs, right?
거짓말을 할 수 있지만 기억은 그렇지 않다.
She has the tattoo. I saw some people say they were gonna get the same tattoo.
점점 재밌어지네. 안 그래? 사람은 누구나 과거를 가지고 있고 과거는 현재를
How is Swan
만든다.
touching her? You thought she didn't have a physical body?
어떤 이들은
Isn't she?
기억을 붙잡는 반면
Acheron has a physical
어떤 이들은
body.
기억에 사로잡혀 도망치지 못한다. 그래서 내가 직접 나선 거다. 그녀는 어떤지 알아보려고. 이 연애는
I felt like here Black Swan was casting her magic circle to read deep into Acheron's memories. It's a burn from the Duke, looks like a flame. I don't think the Duke can actually burn Acheron. Acheron must have definitely scourged her. Thank you, Darken, for the hydrate. Oh, let me drink some water first. Mina eating good this update. I know what you mean. Had to lurk for a meeting. You come back and we're still watching the trailer. Welcome back. I don't think anywhere was it implied that Acheron didn't have a physical body, right? It was Misha who was implied in the 2.0 that Misha doesn't actually I was forgetting Misha is not actually there. They don't actually exist.
각기 인사들을 끌어모았다. 컴퍼니, 기억의 정원, 오인, 무명계, 그리고 파멸의 소멸파까지. 원래는 그들도 참석.
They really had a nice dance over here.
그러나 명화대공이 죽었어.
And the music picks up over here. The serpent is awakening.
아름다운 레인저께서 무슨 짓을 한 걸까?
Bye, Black Swan.
혹시 나한테 묻는 건가?
But the way the music turned in here. This might be, I feel like, the best animation they've done. The animated shorts that Snyro has released. But the dance, and then this part over here and how visceral it was, I feel like it's the number one. And then all the symbolism over here.
소멸파가 뭐지?
Scary Acheron. That part was really good. The animation team and the sound team. I was very artistically done too. I agree.
마지막 초대다. 갤럭시 레인저? 아니, 난 치명적인 실수를 저질렀다.
I made a fatal mistake.
사람은 누구나 과거를 가지고 있지만 어떤 이들의 과거는 고유한 심해다. 익산 시체로 즐비한. 소멸파.
I do love how she has this almost second side to her though, where she's a bit forgetful and she's like, what's going on? How do I go back to my room? Who is the Annihilation Gang? I don't remember them.
The remembrance is
No
no
more
different
black
than the
vibes.
sea. Never gaze upon its surface on a starless night.
Black Swan gazed upon,
Waiting for someone.
gazed a bit too much on this river. The sleepy
Then-
serpent.
How about a dance?
Moments before disaster.
My gaze has lingered on her for quite a while. And tonight I initiate our first engagement.
And the last
A galaxy
engagement.
ring, as mysterious as the rumors suggest. A blend of nobility and reticence. Yet, in this nocturnal
Pure
hunt,
terror.
the ranger is not the only one who hunts. At this distance, you're more enchanting than you seem.
And more deadly than you seem, actually.
Without a doubt, she seeks the Watchmaker's legacy. In this game, everyone lies. and memories do not.
I really like the music during this part.
Just keeps on getting better, doesn't it? Everyone has a past, and the past shapes the present. Some people hold on to memories, while others are haunted by them, unable to escape. That is why I took action.
Black Swan almost couldn't escape from her memories.
It
does remind me a little bit of Tango.
Is.
Especially the part, I think right after this part.
Many were drawn to this feast. The IPC, the Garden of Recollection, Fools, the Nameless, and the Annihilation Gang. They should have been present, but Duke Inferno is dead. He and his children won't be attended.
Her eyes are already glowing in here. If you watch really carefully, it feels like she's almost waking up. Her eyes started glowing and then she unleashed her true powers.
What have you done, beautiful ranger?
She's about to show you.
Excuse me. Are you asking me?
I love how the shadows get bigger. Real dance begins. At this part, even rewatching it, it just feels really visceral. The colors and the sound effects, I can really feel like she's getting torn apart. Black Swan struggling.
Who are the Annihilation Gang?
She says it so nonchalantly.
My gaze has lingered
And then
on her
this
for
final
a while.
scene was like quite a
And
touch.
tonight is our final engagement.
Quite a nice cherry on top.
Galaxy Ranger. No, I've made a grave mistake. Everyone has a past, but for some,
In the Chinese and the other
their
languages, it
past is a
translates to
silent abyss
I've made a fatal
filled
mistake.
with those who drowned in it.
It feels a bit more deadly than grave. That was a nice engagement between them.
Annihilation Gang. Annihilation Gang.
I love how she was actually thinking about it here. Annihilation Gang. Which one
Oh.
of you?
Those guys.